Okay, this is part three. Bro, it's crazy. Um, as I was processing the other video or the other recording, I was reminded of another movie I saw 2 days ago, and it was called Fall. And in this movie, there was also the concept of destiny swapping. Um, and what's so funny is that now with the realization of like just thinking about that movie and the talented Mr. Ripley, you know, it's the people closest to you, right? So in the movie Fall, there's two friends, and of the two friends, there are two girls. One girl was engaged, no, married. She had a husband. They were all climbers. They would climb walls and whatever. And the girl that was married in the beginning of the movie, her husband fell to his death. They were climbing and he fell to his death. The other friend was there too though. So then years go by, well, not even years, a year goes by, and the two friends have been separated just due to the grieving process, not because they fell out or anything. But then the friend who was unmarried came back around to find the friend who had been married and lost her husband and was telling her, hey, let's go climb. I got this thing I want to do. I want you to come with me. Da 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 da. Da. So as they are like reconnecting and stuff, the friend that lost her husband, she is seeing pictures of the unmarried friend is showing her or letting her see pictures of whatever in her phone. And there's a picture that the unmarried friend has of her with somebody's hand on her arm, but you can't see who the hand belongs to. Immediately when I see it, I'm like, that was old girl's husband, for sure. So, old girl's husband his name was Dan. So the girl who had been married and lost her husband, lost Dan, said, oh, well, who is that? And the friend goes, oh, nobody. Like, and I'm gonna differentiate them through their hair because I don't remember their names. But the one that was just the friend, she was blonde, and the one that had been married and lost her husband, Dan, was brunette. So I'm gonna differentiate them that way. So they go to do the climb of this rusty structure or whatever. But mind you, the one that was pushing for this was the blonde girl. The one that had lost her husband and was stuck in grief was the brunette girl. So, now I'm thinking, I'm like, uh, it's definitely, the blonde girl had definitely like messed with old girl's husband. But I'm like, now I'm curious, like, how is she gonna find out? Because obviously she's gonna find out. But now I'm curious if they're gonna be at the top of a tower. How is she gonna find out? So they're up on the tower and then they get stuck, right? They get stuck. And there have been other clues that Brunette was getting that like, okay, like the way my friend is talking about my husband, it's very strange to me. It makes me feel weird because the old girl is like, yeah, it was Dan that inspired me to go out and face my fears, after he passed away, whatever, whatever, and like real emotion that she was noticing in her friend as she spoke of her husband. So now she's feeling a little like weird about it. And so then she notices, oh, they get stuck. So they get stuck, and one of the ideas they had to try and help themselves out was the blonde girl was going to like, send a message to her followers because she was a media influencer. And she was going to, because they didn't get service up there on the tower. So she was going to put it in her shoe they were going to put it in their shoe for the sake of the padding so that the phone wouldn't break. They wanted to send it down to the ground. They were like 2,000 feet in the air. They wanted to send the phone down to the ground so it could get service and the message could send and they could get word out that they needed to be rescued. So when the blind girl took off her shoe, oh, and she took off her sock because they needed to add the sock for the padding. So she takes off her sock and her shoe. She has a tattoo on her foot, um, the inside of her foot. Uh, so that now brunette girl sees the tattoo, and that strikes her because the tattoo is 143, which is for love. That's the numerical code for love. And she immediately thought of her husband because that's how he would say I love you. He would never say I love you. He would use 143. So blonde girl don't say nothing, but she notices. And then blonde girl is later on looking through her phone and reviewing her wedding. And there's a camera or video of her at one point of her in her wedding. Her and her husband are like kissing and whatever. And her blonde friend is off and she notices for the first time she's off in the background looking at them and looking very sour, like not happy for her at all. So then that catches her attention, but she never saw that before. So now that plus the 143, she knows. So then she confronts her. They're up there on top of the tower, like, you know, up there on top of the tower. So they're stuck together. When she finds out this information, and she brings it up, and they talk about it, and blonde girl says, like, we fell in love with the same man. And she says that they only dealt with each other for 4 months before um they got engaged. And, you know, I started thinking, because I already was kind of thinking, like, blonde girl took her up there for her to die. Like, I don't care. She was just too pushy, and like, I just felt like she was trying to low key kill the girl. So, um, but eventually, blonde girl dies, and a part of me also felt that her death can't wasn't her something that led to her death was her guilt once the truth was out. Um, I feel like she felt guilty. Um, so, it was like another failed destiny swap attempt because she was with her husband, well, her fiance or boyfriend or whatever, while her friend was with her man. Like, and then when she's at the wedding, she's obviously mad because she wanted what they had. And the fact that she never came forward and said anything until she never came forward, basically. And she was called out by her friend because the truth is found out. And so at that point, it's like, I wouldn't believe anything that you say. So she's like, I broke it off because I felt bad and whatever, whatever. It's like, I don't know about that. It's like you weren't chosen. And there goes that word again, chosen. I wasn't even thinking about it. It just came out like, no, you weren't chosen. So that's what happened, you know. Um, so anyways, that's another example. Um, so now that makes me think of not just financial independence, but also love and relationship, you know, love and relationship. So I don't know. Um, so the next card, uh, I got three more cards to go through. The next card, is the Page of Cups. It is upright. And I'm led to read what it says. Creative opportunities, intuitive messages, curiosity, possibility, happy surprise, dreamer, sensitivity, and new love. Now that's funny because I didn't know what the card was before I went to go ahead and share what I was just sharing. And I ended it with love and relationship. Like the blonde friend tried to take her brunette's friend's love and relationship. She wanted it. I don't care what she said. Now that she's caught, she wanted her love, the love she had with her husband in relationship. So now I'm getting with this reading, that's the next part of this message is not only is it um, the financial independence, and I want to say all around independence that is here as a part of the ships that are coming in, you know, and well, that are here. I just heard like, no, they're docked. They're docked. um, I just heard the revelation becomes clear on March 3rd. I'm gonna need a nap after this. This is a lot. Because the other part that just came to mind that I must share is March 3rd is so the number three is that date, right? The third. The other part about the three is it's the third day of the week if you're starting with Sunday. It's the third day of the week. So you have three coming up twice. And in another type of way, some people do see March as the third month of the year. And one way it is, to me, it's the first month of the year in sacred numerology. But I think it still counts for something in the other way, as the third month of the year. In the very least, I'm getting the number three two times, at least. At least two times. I'm getting the number three. So the thing with that is 33 is master number healer. People want to say it's the master teacher, but I think it's the master healer. I think 11 is master teacher. I think 22 is master builder. So 33 is master healer. If not just all of them put together. So the revelation scripture that I pointed out in the previous part of this reading, it's Revelation 22, verse 11. 22 and 11 equals 33. So I just gotta put that out there. I think there's something about the number 33 in relation to the full moon occurring next week on Tuesday. Um, oh, okay. Page of Cups. So I'm also getting that a part of that ship coming in, the ships, it's multiple. It's new love. It's new love. And that was attempted. There was an attempt on that as well. And it's saying that that's well, at the very least, that's a part of the rewards. The rewards package is new love. It includes new love, financial independence, new love. Um, Below that is the Page of Wands upright. So I think that's interesting. Page of Cups and the Page of Wands. Because I was going to say, if there's not a third distinct um, card that shows like a third item as well, like third area as well, then I'm gonna have to figure this out. Like, is it three things? And now to me that clarifies, yes, there are three things. So if Page of Cups is new love, Page of Wands, I have to intuit because the Page of Cups has that card has a description on it. Page of Wands, that card doesn't. Not because it's a different tarot deck. So I'm getting a new beginning. I'm getting it's in alignment with like the Fool card. Um, Page of Wands. It's like a new, because Wands is fire energy. So I got new beginning, like a new journey. I'm looking at I just heard new levels, new devils. Because I'm looking at the card and I see it looks very deserted, like nothing's yet grown. So it's like a new start. It's like a new start. Um, so now I want to put all that together because that's three different, like new kind of energies. I want to say an offer as well, like new offer, passionate offer, wands, communication, action. I'm getting a new journey. With Page of Wands and looking at the card, I'm getting a new journey, especially in relation to the full Oracle card. It would make sense. So now I want to put all three of those together because it's the Nine of Pentacles, and so that's Pentacles energy. There's the Page of Cups, so that's Cups, water, love energy. So that's money, that's love, and Wands, journey, creativity. Hmm. A new creative opportunity. Because that's like action, spirit, spirit. It's action, it's fire. You know what I'm getting? Because I was hearing it and I wasn't saying it. I think I'm just getting a little tired and kind of hungry. I was hearing Aries because Aries is the first fire sign of the zodiac and it's the first sign of the zodiac. So that's the new beginning. That's springtime. But also, oh, I'm mistaken. I thought I saw Aries on the Page of Cups card, but I didn't. So I think that that does speak to Aries, Page of Wands, which then clarifies for me a new cycle, right? It's the beginning of a new cycle, beginning with Aries, beginning with spring. Aries is coming up. That's after Pisces. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. Oh, that's where I saw Aries was on the Three of Wands reversed. But I'm getting Page of Wands is like a new cycle. It's a new cycle, which means the previous cycle is closed. It's closed. Yeah. So I'm getting a new cycle, bringing financial independence, rewards for the spiritual, just every labor in every which way, along with new love and a new cycle. That's dope. That's really dope. And the Oracle card I got below the Page of Wands is the number 47 and it's the storm. I do want to point out 47 equals 11, which is today's number, total number. Um, 7 plus 4 is 11. So, and it's the storm card. And I'm just being led to just go ahead and read what it says in the book about 47. They that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. Okay, it says the chaos, the whirlwind, the disorder. Possessing an energy much like the tarot's tower card, the storm undoes all that is. Mm. Everything that was solid, known, and relied upon is stripped away by the winds of fate. The ground becomes the sky becomes the center, and the center disappears. The storm is a great equalizer. No matter how far we've come on the path, no matter our age, wealth, or wisdom, we can't hide from its savage winds. Their disturbing howls stir anxiety and make it impossible to see and think straight. You must wait it out. If you try to fight the storm, you will lose. A better option is to seek temporary shelter and a reliable friend. When all else fails, go within. There, for a moment, you settle into the eye of the storm. Wow. I'm looking at the card and I see like a divide. I see like a crack in the sky, but it really looks like the universe. I see like turmoil on one side, and on the other side is peace. I see what I had said. I wrote this down before I started doing the reading. The wheats from the tares. I feel like that's what's happening. It's like the separation happening. The wheats from the tares. Those who've been trying to steal destinies and those who are destined. Um, the storm's intention is to rebalance your equilibrium. It is a result of precarious conditions, not the cause of them. Mm. The storm lays bare the truth that there are forces larger than you. This understanding is a relief, but also a predicament of power that requires your surrender. So I just feel like it's like that crack in the sky when Judgment Day comes and it's time for justice and it's time for, well, I kept reading equality. Well, I read equality. Oh, Equalizer, which that makes me want to go watch the Equalizer, like all of them. I think I'm gonna do that today. The movie with Denzel Washington, The Equalizer. I think that this fits directly with what I've been saying, like justice, rewards, even with the whole thing of it's not about what's already with you. It's not about what you already have, but now it's about what you deserve to get and receive now. It's about filling up your cup now. And I think I'm suddenly feeling like a bit of a heaviness, but not really, because I think it also means it's not just on this side, but it's the other side too. And I think that's why I was reminded to think about the um the movie Fall, Because what happened was the blonde friend, she died. She died. And the husband died. So he was cheating on his girl, his wife, with her friend. And they both died. They both died. Um, so I feel like with justice, a time of justice, and again, I'm brought back to the number 11 again, and I'm brought yet again back to that scripture, Revelation 22:11, because it's like pointing to a moment in time. It literally is. Like at this time, it's like it's time for the verdict. It's like it's time for the verdict. There is no more, uh, there's no more arguments. There's no more trials. Ooh, that hit. No more trials. There's no more trials. There's no more attempts. No more time for any more attempts. Any attempts you've tried and all these attempts and y'all keep failing, y'all know what that's it. Y'all ain't gonna keep on trying to take from her or take from them or take from him. You failed because at the end of the day, what's meant to be will be. But you got your chance. You had your chance to try and prove that law as wrong, but it's right. And now the proof of that truth is here. The revelation of that truth is here. It's time. You know, maybe people would be like, well, one more round. Well, one more round. You know, no. If we're speaking from the perspective of my life, it's been 36 years and you still didn't do it. You know, you've had a lot of time. If that was your focus. And now, as I speak, I'm getting the vision of like a whole crowd of people, right? Like a whole community of cults. I just saw 27, 27, 27, the 27 club, like people dying 27, 2 and 7 equal 9. But anyway, I'm getting a whole crowd of cults, a whole community of cults. Y'all done tried and tried and tried over and over and over again. You done did this, you done did that. You done went through your whole book of schemes and manipulations, and yet you fail. Yet you fail. You don't keep getting tries. You done went through your whole book of schemes. What, you want to try to create a new book? No. It's time for new journeys. It's time for new love. It's time for new money. It's time for new levels for those who have come out on top, for those who have maintained their destinies. You lost, right? You lost. You've lost. It's like, what's crazy is I've been thinking about something I once said when I was younger. Um, I was in school, middle school. I think it was seventh or eighth grade. No, well, yeah. That was middle school, seventh or eighth grade. I was in ABID, Advanced via Individual Determination, and I remember we made a like portfolio, and we were decorating our folder. It was a manila folder. We were decorating it with our responses to certain questions. They were just small, supposed to be just small responses, short phrases, short responses to these different questions. And one of them was, um, what's like one wish you have? And I promise what I wrote, and I remember it because I think I still have it. And so I've reviewed it multiple times. I wrote, I wish everyone would get what they deserve. And so, usually when people say that, it's like in a negative way. Like, you gonna get what you deserve. I wish they would just get what they deserve, but I meant it in a general, like, like everybody, good or bad. I just wish that everybody would genuinely reap what they sow instead of here we go back to the reap, instead of people being able to try and steal from others and take from others what they did not reap. So again, that girl from the movie Fall, the blonde girl trying to take the brunette's girl husband in love, her life, regardless of her apology, what she did, she was trying to take what old girl had gotten and received rightfully, you know. But I literally remember I wrote that. I said, I wish everybody would get what they deserve. I've always been about justice, like real justice, you know? Even so much, I can't even be connected to my family no more because I have so many people, it's the most significant ones, who've done really bad things to others. And justice is them getting what they got, which is not good stuff. And I think I remember at a time being like tested about that. Like, you're so about justice, but now how do you feel about it now that it's your mom or it's your brother? You know, today I'm not connected to my family, including them, because literally my spirit was made, I believe, to be one of justice, like true justice. Like, you get what you deserve, you get what you reap for real. Because like I said, I was in the seventh or eighth grade when I wrote that. And the way I wrote it is exactly how I meant it. Not just bad people getting what they deserve, but good people getting what they deserve too. And so I almost feel like this is a time of that wish being fulfilled. That's what I think for myself and for many people. But something keeps telling me specifically to focus on my own life and what I've been waiting on. Three of Wands that I'm no longer gonna have to wait on. Three of Wands reversed. No more stagnancy. Eight of Cups reversed. Yeah. The crack in the sky, a huge divide, and justice to in regards to this storm. It's a storm to bring in justice. Yeah. I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna leave this here. I think I wanna also note it's a today is the first day of Mercury retrograde in Pisces. So stuff coming back around. I just heard because I was thinking a final test for me, but then I heard no more tests. Literally, I just feel like that is such a strong message coming through. Like, literally, no more waiting. Literally, stop waiting. Literally, simply receive. So I guess if there's a call for action of anything, to do anything, it's make room, shit, prepare. But literally no more waiting. It comes with the tower. I just heard that. Like, it comes with the tower. The tower is to bring this in. It's like a rolling in of a, a, a storm, like seemingly destructive to some, beneficial to others. Okay, I'm ended here. It's three-parter. It's 36 minutes. This was very deep and beautiful, and I am so appreciative of the message and the downloads and my alignment with the divine to receive such message. Yeah, thank you for listening, and until next time.